Hey, Sherman here, everybody. Leave a Legacy, episode number 33. This one, I think, we're going to talk about is role playing. Not that kind of role play. Get your head out of the gutter, or maybe my head's in the gutter because I'm the one that brought it up. Role play, professional role play. I think this one is very underutilized. So the reason why this one comes up is today my son he wanted to get involved with the Cub Scouts. They sell popcorn, and in order to raise funds for the organization. And of course you can win little prizes, but let's be honest, the prizes you can probably buy at the dollar store, they're real just goofy trinkets, but it's still, he wanted to do it, I wanted to participate, I like sales, I'm shameless, I have no problems with that. So one thing though, that before he going out, I said, well, what do you want to say when you get to the door? I'm in sales, so let's talk this through, right? He's like, do you want to buy popcorn? And I'm like, yeah, let's think about something else, right? Do you like popcorn? That's what I got, right? Are you planning on buying any gifts for the holiday season? Oh, guess what? I have these tins of popcorn, okay? And so we role played out, and I said, well, what are you gonna say? So I pretended to be someone coming at the door. He pretended to be a kid coming up, and I explained to him as well, like, I'm gonna first play nice and friendly, but then I'm gonna play rude, because that's how people are, right? When you knock on their door and you're like, hey, I'm trying to sell something, they're like, hey, what do you want, right? And that's the average person in America, they don't necessarily care that you're a kid and you're still soliciting something, and so it's kind of annoying. So I would first demonstrate to him, hey, this is how I would do it. You play the person at the door. This is me. I'm you. I'm the Cub Scout. Hi, I'm the boy from the Cub Scouts raising money. Have a question for you. Are you planning on buying any gifts for yourself or for the family and friends this upcoming holiday season? Person says yes or no. What we're offering at Cub Scouts is popcorn tins. Here's the menu of it. As we're looking at it, would you like a sample? And then the person, they say yes or no to the sample. Just so you know, right now I'm just taking orders. Once they come in basically mid-November, I'll be coming back to deliver, and that's when payments due. Is there anything, guys, you look at there that you'd like? Boom, done. So the funny thing about it is afterwards, so he makes his first sale, dude, super happy, totally enjoying it. And so at the end of we just went out for an hour. I said, okay, let's go over like what happened. Let's go over the numbers. And again, as we're going from house to house, I'm making sure that he's asking for referrals, because it's a heck of a lot easier if you make a sale. They can then go across the street and sell it to their neighbor's friend. Anyway, and so the numbers really came down to, we were out for an hour. We hit on 22 doors. Of those 22 doors, 3 said no, totally fine, professionally. 4 of them said yes, and 1 of them just gave him a donation. So really, he had 5 successful doors, 3 no's. So let's say out of 8, he got a little over basically 60%. And it's hard not for me not to be in sales, to like, to gamify it, to be able to say, okay, now if we go out for another hour, that means we know that these are your ratios, right? So hey, we knock another 20 doors, there's pretty good odds you're going to sell like 4 of them. That sounds pretty good, right? And so he got excited about that prospect. We also then went to a local business in town to see if he went and talked to one of the managers and said, hey, can I basically have like a sample table and kind of pester the people as they come into this convenience store? They of course said no. It was at the core policy. One of the things that I try to instill in my sons is that, or children in general, I have 3 sons right now, but we'd love to have more. Anyway, so what I want to instill in them is, number 1, you just got to ask. You'd be surprised how many people would love to help you out, and then they're just going to say yes. And that there's nothing bad with someone saying no. It's not offensive. It doesn't hurt your feelings. It's just a no, and no big deal. The other one is that you to not live your life thinking about what other people are thinking. I think that's a huge problem that a lot of us have. That let's say I was by myself, okay, and I'm walking down the street and I trip and I fall. Okay, more likely that if I'm by myself, nobody ever saw, I'm probably not gonna get embarrassed. But yet you put me in a context of a group and all of a sudden I'm doing the same activity and I fall. Now all of a sudden I'm really embarrassed. I'm thinking about what other people think, and it's such a weird, shame is such a weird emotion. It's a weird psychology. I don't know the mental, I'm not a psychologist, so I don't know the mental thing behind it. But I remember in 6th grade, I was at a girl's party and I got tripped and I called her the B word and I was crying, and I stopped being shameless after that. You should be as well. Don't care what other people think. Have a great day.